Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials finished up 70. NASDAQ was down 27. S&P's down 6.5. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Thursday at 20 past the second hour. Don't forget, folks, Basil does an outstanding show here every trading day, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, the way you can get the opening call, you come over to our website at TFNN, and as you're going to be over here, you're going to go right under newsletters. You hit newsletters right there, and you're going to see the opening call right there. You can get the opening call for, you hit subscribe. You can get the opening call for 1 month, 6 months, a year, all with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing my shows yesterday, man. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, of course. I was saying it's tough fill and a high standard to achieve.
Oh, you did a great job. I was listening, man. It was awesome. Thank you. Totally. So, what are we going to look at out here?
Well, we're looking at the Dow because this is a very key moment. We've had, I don't remember seeing how many 100-point moves in the Dow in a single day for quite a while. We've seen 500 and 600 and 700-point moves. But there were lower lows made, and it kept shooting back up about 100 points in a split second.
I know.
Eventually, it closes up 70 points. But if you're looking at the chart, you'll see the pattern that I drew over here. This is basically in my Chapman Wave methodology, the CD introducing the Chapman Wave methodology CD book is on sale at TFNN. That's the only place you can get it. But this is the pattern that I always talk about. The lowercase h can go to a lowercase m.
Yes.
So there are two little arches, and I drew this in quite some time ago, and here we are. We've got exactly that. There's this sharp move down in the Dow in the daily from 26,951 down to the 24,122 level, rallies up, fails at 26,277, and comes back, makes an arch formation, and then makes a second arch formation because of this inside track repellent zone. Now we're testing the lower part. It's underneath the black line is the 14-period moving average. The pink line is the 9. So this is a really important phase because we're waiting for a Santa rally. In some regards, the market is very oversold. It deserves a bounce. But I was saying on my show, and even yesterday, I was saying there isn't one, there isn't two, there isn't three. There's like 4 or 5 major potential events sitting out there that I think has the market worried. So if it was just 1 or 2, I'd say, you know what, we could have not just a decent rally, we could have a rally of quite a number of weeks. But I think that going into January, there's so much uncertainty. I mean, you've got Brexit is part of it, but you've got China, our biggest, this is the country that we do the most business with. And we're kind of at loggerheads. Yep, there's going to be some kind of an accommodation made. But it's going on, and it's not many very big companies are able to very assuredly make plans because they don't really know how taxes or tariffs or whatever it is will impact them. So I think that what we're looking at here is this trading range, which I set up. You can see in the rectangles here in the weekly chart. They basically like H patterns. Each one is an H pattern. And they are so similar. I drew this quite a while ago, and I'm amazed at when you think of the February low in the Dow at 23,360, it rallied sharply high. And then what does it do? It was the only index that came down and took out that low, and then we started a bigger move. Now we've done exactly the same. We went to 24,122 from the all-time high in October the 3rd at 26,951. And this month, and this week, and just 4 days ago, we took that out. We went to 23,881. So I see to subscribers, we're in a very healthy cash position. We've traded the QQQ, the Index 100 quite nicely. We might go back in. I think there's an oversold bounce that should be coming. But I've got levels to watch, and for me, it makes it real simple. A close underneath 23,800 would set in place a very technically weak set of moving averages in the weekly chart. So that's the downside. And on the upside, a close above 25,100, I'd say to be safe, 25,200 could say, you know what, we could then rally, and we could rally into the end of the year, maybe the first part of January. So I see us in a trading band. I think looking out, I'm still in the camp that says lower lows and lower highs, but a lot is happening right at this very moment. You spoke about it a moment ago. If I can go to the dollar, I just wanted to show you something. So we've been long the dollar since early April via the UUP. That's the trading vehicle for the dollar index. It's held really well. It hasn't broken down. It hasn't broken out, but it's just in basically, if I think of it, between 97.5 and maybe 96. It's just been in that range for about a month. If you look at the weekly chart, the middle chart right here, the technicals are still good. They're not great, but they're good. And it's holding well, but it hasn't really broken into the 98s. And if you look at the monthly chart, the technicals are really good. So longer term, I'm still very constructive. I still like the dollar very much. But you had mentioned gold, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you know, you can look at gold, but it's the parameters that are really important. It's held, considering the way that the dollar is held up, and my thinking here is probably this is countries, not institutions, that are buying the dollar, whereas I'd always thought of gold kind of as a fear factor, like when the bank index drops very sharply, people go into gold because it's a safety haven. Gold is actually held very well considering what the dollar's done. And at the same time, it hasn't really broken out. It's just been in a big trading range. But if you look at it on a weekly basis, wow, we were up at the 1400 level, and we were down at 1167. So this is just in the lower range. So I'm saying to subscribers, if gold actually, you're the gold expert, but this is my opinion here. If gold actually starts to trade in the 1268, 1270 area, that's a breakout, and that's consequential. If it starts to pull back and just stays in the range, that's also very important. But if it breaks down and goes underneath 1200, that's very important. That's to me says, time out for gold. So you're looking at the dollar, you're looking at gold, you're looking at the euro, you're looking at the TLT. This is interest rates. You're looking at crude oil, which I think is attempting here to at least establish some kind of a tradable bottom. So this is a very important week. I'm looking at a week, I would say, going into next Wednesday or Thursday. So whatever happens over the coming days, the parameters for me are quite clear that if there is a very strong rally in the Dow, I would treat the Dow as a leading indicator right now. It needs to move higher because of the mix that you've got. You've got bank, you've got Home Depot, you've got just about Microsoft, you've got everything. So this is going to be very important. And I'm looking at monthly charts. Halfway through the month here, you just mentioned Adobe. Look at this Adobe chart. Adobe trading right now after the news is up $4. But this monthly chart, all of these charts have the same thing, although it's holding really well, much better than many of the other tech stocks. This is a PD in the monthly chart. So what happens here is going to be very important. So I think we're at a kind of key short-term moment, but my longer-term outlook, at least into January, says lower lows and lower highs.
And folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to go into newsletters. You're going to see the opening call. You can get Basil's newsletter for a month, 6 months, a year, all with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And, of course, don't forget, every trading day right here, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Basil, you have a great night, safe night. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Tom. You too.
Thank you.